First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahara Kakwadash, right? It's another blessed Sabbath day. We're going to get ready for the Sabbath services. Go ahead and, oh yeah, my name is Captain Gabawar Gabar.
Shalawam, Shalawam, Israel. Captain Khalil. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Another beautiful Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? Get up, get your studies in, be one with the Most High today. We all we got. You know what I'm saying? Shalawam, Shalawam.
That's it.
All right, let's jump into it. We started with Exodus 10 today. All right, Exodus 10. We'll jump to John chapter 19 and Jeremiah 46 as well. Let's start with Exodus chapter 10 from the top. Let's go. Yeah, just wait for the people. Make sure they get there in a few seconds. Oh, Aqua Joyce told me to send this to her because she'd be missing the lives.
All praises. I also need to share this thing.
Yeah, share this thing. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Help push this word out. Help spread that fire, man, so we can instill fire within our people, man. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I got it. Khan. All right. You ready up?
Khan.
All right, y'all. So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 10 and verse 1 from the top. And it reads, And Yahweh said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am Yahweh.
So the whole point of Yahweh raising hardening Pharaoh's heart and raising him up to the degree that he raised him up to was so that later on, when we come in 2023 and we read this, or we read in Matthew, how it brings up these accounts, it tells us that we're using this for a sign, man. So we know how powerful and strong the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is.
That's right. Verse 3. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, Thus saith Lord God of the Hebrews, right? How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring the locusts into thy coasts.
So before this, he already made it rain fiery hell, right? So most of the crops was gone. So now he said, you know what? I'm gonna make the famine worse, and I'm gonna bring locusts to, devour these plants, right? Read on.
Verse 4. Else, if thou, verse 5, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth, and that they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth forth for you out of the field.
So everything is about to be gone now. The Most High is about to have them vexed, dying of starvation. You know what I mean? Read on.
Because he already hit him with that hailstorm, man. You know what I'm saying?
And he did it specifically to to knock off the crops, man, and to kill
Right.
people and burn their houses up.
Con. So basically everything that the hail did not destroy, little plants here, little corn crops here. Hey man, the locusts went and devoured the residue of that, making sure everything was gone.
Con.
Verse 6. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy father's father have seen, since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh.
Con. So now he basically tell them like I'll be saying sometimes at camp, man. You know, if Christ come back and he white, we gonna be in trouble. But if he come back and he's black, then I'm just gonna let that sit on your heart. You know what I mean?
Con,
So he told him that and then left and just let that thing marinate in his brain. Like now you got to think on that because we already
mm,
seen the other woes that he did to Egypt. Now look at you now. You know what I mean? Now you got to think on these locusts is coming at any second. Read on.
verse 7. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us?
Mm.
Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed?
Hey man, this place is finished, right? This
Uh,
new
how,
Egypt, this spiritual Egypt right here is finished too, man. Hey,
that's
we at the
right.
tails, we at the tails end, man, of Esau's kingdom, man, of these new
Mm,
modern day Egyptians' kingdom, man.
that's
We're at the
right.
tails end.
Uh, verse 8. And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, go, serve the Lord your God. But who are they that shall go? Like he's like, hey man, okay, go ahead and go. But who's all going though? You know what I'm saying? He wants to know.
Yeah, you can't
And
take
Moses said,
everybody.
right. And Moses said, we will go with our young and with our old, with our
Uh,
sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds we will go, for we must hold a feast unto Yahweh.
Man,
Verse 10.
everything and everybody coming with us.
Right. And
Why?
he
Hey,
said,
look, why does everybody and everything has to go with them? Is because we not coming back when we leave.
mm,
So everything got to come with us.
Khan,
He was using guile, right? Everything has to come back. Everything has to come with us because we're not coming back.
that's right.
You know what I mean? That's like when Salakia for being long with it. That's like when who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Was it Isaac? No, it was. I
It
think
was
it was
Jacob.
Isaac. It was Jacob, huh? He was like, so
Yeah.
I took my wives, and everything with me because I know if basically if I would have told you first, we were just reading that last week. I know
Yeah.
if I would have told you first, man, you wouldn't have let me go with them. You know,
Khan.
because,
Yeah, the father-in-law.
yeah, Khan Laban,
Yeah, Laban. Yeah, Genesis 33. Khan.
Khan. He was so he had to use guile on him because he knew he wasn't coming back. Same thing with Moses.
Khan.
Read on.
Verse 10. And he said unto them, let Yahweh be so with you as I will let you go. And your little ones, look to it, for evil is before you.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11. Not so. Go now ye that are men, and serve the Lord. For
Con.
that ye did desire. And they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence.
Con.
It's like,
Only
hey
the
man, just
men,
take the
only
men.
the
Yeah,
men could go. You got to leave the kids and the wives and the cattle behind.
right. Verse 12.
11. Oh, okay.
12. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail hath left.
Mm.
Right? Because that hailstorm didn't destroy completely everything, man. So he's like, hey, man, I'm going to make sure y'all ain't got nothing.
Yeah,
Zero, zip, zilch, nada.
there was a few stragglers left of apples and oranges.
Right, right.
We gotta knock that off.
Verse 13. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. Verse 14. And the
Con,
locusts went up over all the land of Egypt and rested in all the coasts of Egypt. Very grievous were they.
mm,
Before them there was no such locust as they, neither after them shall be such.
con.
Oh
So
man.
you know the black and red grasshoppers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they
The
had
red
black.
eyes.
Yeah, con. They I don't know about red eyes, but they have that little red thing on the back of them.
Let me see. Let me see. Red eye locust. Oh man.
Nah,
You
not
see that
those.
thing that?
Not those.
Not
Not
those
those.
ones?
Yeah, look up uh black and uh black and red grasshopper, right?
God.
Or that might pop up. Yeah, grasshopper. Grasshopper is a locust too, right?
Oh,
They
this
had
one right
them.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that thing
had
looks
those.
scary.
Man, they had those, probably times two. You feel what I'm saying?
Man,
Just demolishing stuff.
con. Yeah, it's already on the plane. Look at that. Look at this. Oh yeah, man.
Hey, they be
Man.
deep too. Them suckers is huge, bro.
Hey, you'd freak out if you just see that much amount, man. But what the hell
Hey,
are these? Oh, nah. I ain't dealing
they
with that.
they be in Louisiana, man. Heavy,
Man,
man. Huge. They're like this big, man. Like 2 50 cent pieces together.
con. Man, that's great. Con.
No,
And let's go, let's go. So yeah, verse 15. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. Oh man, that's a blanket of them in the sky, man. A swarm you can't even imagine, man. That thing will
Con,
blot out the sun. You know what I'm saying?
but Salakia, they was the so that had to be the locust that you had pulled up. You know what I mean? That was flying locust. This is grasshoppers,
Oh,
but they the
con,
same.
right.
They're part of the same family, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
this is what it was. It was flying, right? Don't they look the same?
yeah, they look the same. Yeah,
So the
this one here.
same, this, yeah. See, they have wings too. They fly too. You know them grasshoppers that I'm talking about. That's it right there.
Con,
But they brought them in through the wind, covered the whole thing. I mean, they was walking on people too. People was freaking out.
man, that's wow. Yeah, for sure. Con, and the whole land was darkened, and they did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees or in the herbs of the field through all the land of Egypt.
Mm,
Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste, and
mm,
he said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and
mm,
against you. Now therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin only this once, and I entreat the Lord your God that he may take away from me this death only.
mm. He said
Right?
you could just take away this one. You know what I mean? But he done said that like 7 or 8 times now. You know what I mean? He said that like 7 or 8 times. Go ahead, just take this one away, man. You could go serve your people. You know, you could go serve your God, man, in the wilderness, and everything gonna be okay, man. As soon as he leave, hey, stop them from going.
Yeah,
Come
con,
on, man.
con,
Like, make up your mind.
con. Verse 18. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh. Right? Moses went to go entreat for him. And the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. there remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt.
Hey man, you know them fish and them frogs was turning up. They had a feast, man, on the Lord. You know what I mean? Hey
Con,
man, didn't have to pay
verse,
no bill or nothing. Here you go.
right,
Go ahead and eat fishies and frogs.
con. Verse 20. But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be a darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt.
Ooh wee, man.
That's that.
Ooh
That's
wee.
that's that obscure darkness right there, man. You can see that
That's
thing, man.
that's when you're in the country and in the woods and they ain't got no lights and
Mm,
your damn flashlight go out, the stars
right.
not out. You know what I mean? It's no light, bro. You could almost feel it. But with this darkness, this was an angel, right? So that angel was heavy upon him with that darkness.
Uh, verse 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days.
Mm.
They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings.
Khan
Con.
Salakia. So you got to understand this thing. If you can't see, you can't grab food. You can't get
Mhm.
water. You're starving and thirsty. It's hard enough to fast, 24 hours without food and water. Think about 3 days, and you wasn't even planning on fasting.
Right, right. Kind of
I
was
mean,
forced to fast. I got a precept on it. You got a precept on that?
go ahead. No, no, no.
Okay.
But when you
Right.
think about that, Ark, it's like you ain't even plan on it. Like when I plan on fasting, bro, I drink a shit ton of water the day before. You know what I mean? I might eat one extra meal. You know what I mean? You ain't even
Con.
planning on
Right. So right here it says they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Right.
it.
Precept. John chapter 12, verse 36. And
Con.
it reads, while ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of the light.
Right,
These
con.
things spake Yahweh and departed and did hide himself from them. Hey man, we have that light instilled within us, man. This is why our habitations at that time we had light, man. The Most High didn't cast darkness upon us because we the children of the light. Period.
Con. They was already getting blessed with that law without even having it.
Con. Let's keep going. Verse 24. And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, go ye, serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you.
How we
And
supposed to
Moses,
serve the Lord without no sacrifice?
and Moses said, thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God. Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not an hoof be left behind.
Mm.
For therefore must we take to serve the Lord our God, and we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither. Just hey man, we got to bring everything, man, because we don't know what the Most High is going to ask us to sacrifice or to make us a burnt offering, man. So we taking
Yeah.
everything just in case, man. Got to take everything.
We don't know what he want. You know what I mean?
Right.
He might
Oh,
he might
I
want
left that back in Egypt. Oh, damn, we left some of the. Oh, nah, man, we taking everything.
hey Salakia, this kind of folly, but he might want a horse, man. If I leave a horse, man, how I know what he want, man. But we know he wanted that lamb and that ram.
Come. Verse 27. But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go.
Mm.
And Pharaoh said unto him, get thee from me, take heed to thyself, see my face no more, For in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die. He's
I'm
like, hey
gonna
man, get
kill
the
you.
hell up on my face, man.
I'm gonna kill
You
you,
know,
man. Next time I
yeah,
see you, bro, if you come back here, I'm gonna kill you, right? And
right, man. Yeah,
that's when Yahweh got really mad.
right, right. The next time you see my face, man, don't see my face no more. Get up out my face, man. Hey, he's wicked, man. And Moses said, thou hast spoken well.
Yeah.
I will see thy face again no more. God.
Wow. All praises.
Exodus 11:1.
Hey, Salaki, and we haven't seen their face anymore either, right?
God,
We
God,
are the new Egyptians.
right? God. Exodus 11:1. And the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and
Mm-hmm.
upon Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he
Mm-hmm.
shall let
Hey,
you go,
Salakia. So did Moses ever have to see Pharaoh face again?
la'ah,
Nah.
la'ah.
He killed all the firstborn and went, hey, look, man, when it was done, they ran, man. When it got to the Red Sea, man. Read on.
Khan. It says, and
He shall.
afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor,
Mm,
and
mm,
every
mm.
woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover,
Mm-hmm.
the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people.
And you know what's crazy? Pharaoh's, I believe it was Pharaoh's daughter, right? Is the one that saved Moses from by the basically by the bed of water, in Marsh, right? I think it was his daughter or his wife. I believe it was his daughter. So Moses was like honorable, in Egypt. He was the king's daughter's, servant.
Yeah, the
So
Pharaoh's brother.
yeah, Khan was it yeah, basically the Pharaoh's brother. You know what I mean? So Moses was like honorable with the people before this cracked off, So now that it's cracking lacking, I mean?
Right, right,
Now that it's popping off, man, Moses is getting even more honorable in the sight of the Egyptians.
right. Because he flexing on them now.
That power.
Flexing big, yeah, flexing that power on him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got some fans made out of. Hold on, man. What we serving Pharaoh for, man? Look at Moses. The
Yeah.
servants was talking like that amongst each other, probably.
Khan.
Verse 4. And Moses said, thus saith Yahweh, about midnight will I go out in the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die.
Hey,
From the
what this sound like? Like say if we was trying to hit a lick, we'll be talking about it. Hey, at 10 o'clock, we all meet up at this spot, and then at 11:30, we're gonna be right in front of the door. And if you ain't in front of the door, you ain't with us no more. You can't rock with us no more. You know what I mean? It's hey man, it's look, man, crafty counsel, man, on the right hand side.
right, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill,
Mm.
and all the firstborn of beasts. That's gonna set them back, man. You know.
Con.
And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
So
You can
that's what
imagine that thing, man. You
that's what
know,
really that's Salakia. That's what really messed up Pharaoh. You know what I mean? Because that cry, bro. Like You know, when you hear somebody cry hard, bro, and then you just start crying for no reason, you know what I mean? That's the type of cry that was going through all Egypt.
Kind. And you could just imagine that, man. Imagine you sleeping where you at, wherever you at, whatever city you at, right? And you just it's 12 midnight, and all of a sudden you hear all the houses in your neighborhood block, everybody's crying, a big old uproar like that. What's going on outside? Everybody's firstborn just died, man. You know, it's a big old uproar. Thousands of people is crying and wailing for what they just lost.
Crying. And then you walk outside from crying because of your son, you know, that passed
Hmm.
away. And you got 10 cows and 10 sheep and 10 goats that's just laying there dead. You know what I mean? Now your
Man,
money
yeah.
furnished, you know?
Con. Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Hey, man, that's what Pharaoh did, man. He moved his tongue against Moses, man. Don't see
Crying.
my face no more. If you do, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, man, you moved your tongue against Moses, man. He's an Israelite, man.
And now I gotta do this to you. Now I have to do this to you.
Verse 8. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me and bow themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. And after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger.
Con.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
Too bad, man. We already on our way out.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Too bad. You're gonna have to chase us down because we are already leaving. Right?
con,
The plan is about to be set, man. Watch in 12, man. Chapter 12 in Exodus in this Torah portion, chapter 12 is like the dopest, you know, 12 and 13, but chapter 12 is like the dopest part of this whole thing, bro.
mm-hmm, con. This is Exodus 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Right? This is our custom, man. The
This is
other
the
nations, they had their own thing going, their own calendars and timelines going, man. The Most High said, look, this is the very beginning, man. You starting fresh, man. Right? And that month
this is
will be
your
what? Nisan, Abib. Go ahead.
yeah, this is your new year. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? This is your new year, Israel. We don't do no other new year, lunar moon new year, none of that. This is the new year, man, which is between May and April, right? March and
Right.
April.
The month of Nisan, which is also the month of Abib.
Yep.
Khan.
Come.
Verse
Verse
uh
3.
verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a
Come.
lamb
Precept.
for an house.
Precept. Uh, Give me the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 33.
Uh, the book of John, chapter 7, and verse 33. Then said Yahushua unto them, Yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me.
Come, read on.
Ye shall ye shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come.
Why? Because he had to be separated from the sheep and the goats, right? So, and we're going to get that account. So he is our Passover lamb, So Yahushua had to get separated from the sheep and the goats. Read on.
Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and
Mm,
teach the Gentiles?
mm,
What manner of saying is this that he said, ye shall
mm-hmm.
seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come? Like, hey man, what does he mean by that?
That's it.
God,
That's it. So he had to be separated from the sheep and the goats. Right? We're gonna get another precept on that in a second.
God.
Read on.
This Exodus chapter 12 and verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. And ye shall keep it, or it's like it, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Precept. You got a precept on that?
Nah,
Go to Matthew chapter 27 and let's read verse 4.
it's the book of Matthew, chapter 27 and verse 4, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood.
The
And they
what?
said, the innocent blood.
So the Hamashiach had to be that lamb without blemish.
Mm,
And this is proven that Judas Iscariot had had betrayed that innocent blood, that innocent man that hasn't done any wrong in the sight of Yahweh Bashem, well, in the sight of Yahweh, right? So read
God.
on.
And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. And
Con.
he cast
That's
down
it.
the pieces
That's
of silver. That's it.
that's that's it on that. Go down to verse 19.
God. Verse 19. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with that just man?
With
For
what?
I have that just man.
Con. So he was a just man. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't have no spot, no blemish. Jump
Right.
down to 24.
Verse 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person.
Of this
See
what?
ye to it, this just person.
So he's that lamb without spot or without blemish, right? Let's go back to
Con,
Exodus.
con. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Precept. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 17. See, the reason why I'm getting these precepts is because we have to understand that Christ is that Passover lamb. So the things that happen, he had to go through. So the same way that it happened with the Passover is the same way that it's going to happen with this Passover, which is Hamashiach dying for the sins of Israel. Right?
Con. This
Read
is
on that.
Matthew chapter 26 and verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
So we have to eat this Passover. You know, it's coming in soon, right? Read on.
Con. And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand.
My
I will
what?
keep my time is at hand.
His time is at hand. Read on.
I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
Read on.
And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them. And they made ready the Passover.
All praises to the Most High, man. Read on.
Verse
Nah,
20.
on Salakia, on Exodus, right?
Okay,
So it's eventime, right? It's eventime, and they making ready the Passover, right? So the same thing with Hamashiach. The evening was coming up, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread was about to start. The start of the Feast of Unleavened Bread is the Passover, the night of the
Con.
Passover.
Mm-hmm. Con. This is
Let's
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorpost of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
let's go to Matthew chapter 27 and 25.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 27, 25. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and our children.
That's it. So that blood is upon our house, right? That same post and door top is us. We're that house. So let his blood be upon us, upon our
Mm.
doorposts and upon our pillars, right? So that's the same thing they was screaming right here because we needed that blood to cover us from that harm that was coming, right, in Egypt. All right, grab for me, no, read verse 8.
Con.
Read verse 8, Salaki.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread. With bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Grab John chapter 6 and verse 51.
Con.
So this whole thing, that's happening in Exodus has to happen with the Passover lamb, which is Hamashiach, in the Gospels, right? These things had to happen uh, just alike, right?
Con. This is the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If
Mm-hmm.
any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever.
So
And
that
the
this Salakia, this is that unleavened bread, right? Read on.
and the bread that I will give is my flesh,
Is my
which I
what?
will is my flesh.
Hey man, the Pharisees freaked out about this. You know what I mean? But he had to give his flesh, man, because he is that lamb, right?
Which I
Make
will give for the life of the world.
Salakia. So go read 49 right quick.
49. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead.
Read verse 48.
I am the bread of life.
So y'all they did eat bread, in the wilderness, which is that manna that fell from heaven, and Yahamashiach is that bread, right? So the thing is that now when we converting and we going into the Passover, he is that bread that we eat, right? Let's go back down to 51.
Verse 51. John chapter 6, verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven.
So
If
Salakia, so he came down from heaven again. That's why Yahweh was like, "This is my son, that in who I am
I'm
well
very
pleased."
well
Right?
pleased, dear
Roughly paraphrasing, because he is that bread that came down from heaven into Mary's womb through Joseph's seed. Right? Read on.
If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which
Read
I will give for the life of the world.
the world of Israel. Right? Read on.
Verse 52. The Jews therefore strove among themselves,
So
saying,
this is who he was talking to. He was talking to the Jews. So it was the world of the Jews, right? The world of the Israelites. Read on.
The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, How can this man give us his flesh to eat?
That's against law. It's against
Right.
law to eat of cannibalism.
Yeah, cannibalism. That's what they thinking, man. True.
Read on.
Then Yahushua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man
The
and
what?
drink the Son of Man,
The so except you eat the flesh, right? The
the
bread,
flesh,
right? Except you eat the bread of the Son of Man, the flesh of the Son of Man, and what?
and drink his blood,
And you
ye have
have
no
to
life
drink his
in you.
blood, right? And you have to drink his blood. That's against the law too, right? You have no life in you, man. So you have to drink of that sacrifice, and you have to taste of that bread, which is that affliction, right? The
Con,
blood
con,
is the sacrifice, the bread is that affliction. We have to drink of both of them, right?
con,
That's all I want on that. Let's go back to Exodus
con. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse, yeah,
9.
9. Con. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw,
So that's a
nor
law. So that's a law. That's why the Pharisees was tripping out, right? It's a law, man. Eating out of it raw. We can't have blood.
nor sodden at all with water,
Mm-hmm.
but roast with fire.
Why? Because we have to go through affliction. Christ had to go through affliction to be honored and purified, man. So we
Mm,
have to get roasted with this affliction because we're in Christ. So we're gonna go through things because just like this Passover lamb right here, it went through affliction. We got to go through affliction, which is
con.
that.
Right. His head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. Let's get
Con,
that definition. Let's get that definition. Con.
and when you're done with that, I need you to go to Psalms chapter 34 and 20.
Con, con, con. Let's see what pertinence means, y'all.
All his limbs, his head, everything.
Pertinence. That which pertains or belongs to something. The
So his
heart,
ears,
liver, right. The whole thing, man. The whole body is what it's referring to. Head with his legs. The whole thing, man.
mm-hmm.
Con. He said Psalms what up, Salakia?
Psalms 34 and 20.
Con.
This is a prophecy that had to come to pass for Hamashiach suffering, for his death. Right. And I think we're gonna read to 23.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 20.
Hey,
He keepeth
jump up to
18.
yeah. I was gonna say 19, but yeah.
God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 18. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart,
Mm,
and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
mm.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous,
Mm-hmm.
but
Who is the
Yahweh,
righteous? Who is the righteous?
children of Israel,
Yeah,
the ones
but
keeping the commandments.
who is the righteous though? It said the name that should be written thereof is righteous and true. Who is the
Yahweh
righteous?
Shai.
Yahweh Shah is the righteous, right? This is a prophecy of Yahweh Shah. Read on.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous,
Mm-hmm.
but Yahweh delivereth him out of them all.
You see what I'm saying? The righteous is him. The righteous is him, right? Read
Right,
on.
right, right. He keepeth all his bones.
He what?
Not he keepeth all his bones.
So you couldn't open them up. You couldn't break any of the bones. Read on.
Not one of them is broken.
Read.
Yeah, they didn't
Go.
they didn't break his legs. They broke the other two men's legs.
Yep.
His legs was broken.
Yep.
Evil shall slay the wicked,
What?
and evil shall slay the wicked.
That was the evil. That was the evil Jews, man. That was the evil Jews, man. The evil shall slay the wicked, man. The evil shall slay the wicked, man. Right? So the Pontius Pilate, which is the evil, shall slay the wicked of the Jews. Right? Read on.
And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate.
And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. So in this war to come, where it's gonna be nation against nation and race against race, guess who's gonna be slaying us the most, man? White folks is gonna be that same Pontius Pilate, Roman, the Greeks is gonna be slaying the 2/3 of Israel, man.
That's right.
Evil shall slay the wicked jakes that don't want to return to the Most High. The evil, right, which is white folks, is gonna be slaying those jakes, right, and the
And they
righteous
also
shall be desolate. Read on. I mean,
con, and
go ahead.
they're also known as the sword too. That's the sword of the Most High. So He'll send the
Con,
sword upon you. The Most High will send evil upon those that do evil.
and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. So you Hebrews that don't believe that Hamashiach came, you Old Testament only, non-Messianic, all y'all got a sword bathed in heaven for you guys.
Con, man. Verse 22. Yahweh redeemeth the soul of His servants, and none of them that trust in Him shall be desolate.
And
Con.
we're gonna keep on, hey, Lord willing, man, we're gonna keep on serving Yahweh,
Oh,
man.
praises, man. That's right. That's right.
Let's
Let's
go
go
back
back.
to Exodus.
Con.
So, Khan, this prophecy had to come to pass, which is Psalms 34 and 20, right? Had to come to pass. Couldn't break his bones, couldn't open them up, right?
Con.
Let's go 10.
10. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning, ye shall burn with fire.
Khan. So you had to eat everything. You had
Right,
to eat
right.
liver, kidney. I mean, everything must go, right? Read on.
Verse 11.
Hold on. And ye shall burn it with fire. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 2, and verse 19. Right through the
The book of
spirit,
John. Salakia.
man, through
I'll
the,
be moving
through the
quick.
spirit, Salakia, through the spirit, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah had me vexed, man, with the Holy Spirit, man. I'm telling you, out, man. I told you about this, bro. Like, man. I'm telling you, bro. I couldn't keep still, bro. I was flipping everywhere. Read on.
Verse 19.
Yeah, Khan.
Con. This is the book of John, chapter 2, and verse 19. And it reads, Yahushua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
What that's talking
Then,
about?
he's going to get into it. Con. Then said the Jews, 40 and 6 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body.
Bow, bow.
Talk about no
All right.
buildings and stuff, man.
All right, so yeah, let's go to John chapter 20 and verse 1.
Con.
So just like this lamb that had to be devoured, the same way, with his just like this lamb that had to be devoured or burned with fire, that the when it remaineth, the same thing had to happen to his body, man. He had to be eaten, right? He had to be buried and put away so that he could be raised. Same way with this lamb. This lamb. Let me read that right quick. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. He couldn't stay on the cross. They had to take him off of that cross because he couldn't remain until the morning.
Right.
Right. That's why they had to get him down before the sun. You feel what I'm saying? Went down. So,
Con.
and then it says, and that which remaineth of it, the Salaki until the morning, ye shall burn with fire. So it had to be raised up. It had to be lifted up and burned with fire. You know what I mean? To me, which means it's no more. So the same way with his body was taken off the cross, put into a sepulcher, and it was gone. Right?
Con. Read it.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
real quick. Just want to say
Don't be
shalom,
looking
peace
at
and
me
blessings
crazy.
to our viewers that's in here, man. Peace and blessings to y'all, to the children out there. Shalawam, shalawam.
Con.
See y'all in the chat, man. All praise to the Most High. All right. John chapter 20 and verse 1. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and
The
he and
sepulcher. Salakia. Into the sepulcher.
sepulchre, and see the stone take away from the sepulchre.
What? Read on.
Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter, and to the other disciple whom Yahushua loved, and saith unto them, They have taken away the Lord out of the sepulchre,
Con.
and we know not where they have laid him.
So poof, he's gone. He's raising up. Cloud of smoke out of here. Right? Same way as the Passover lamb. Right? Let's go back to Exodus.
Come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
Con, let's go to Exodus chapter 12 and verse 31.
Come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up, and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as ye have said.
Con. So they had to book it. So that's why they had to eat with their loins girded and their shoes on their feet.
Ready to
Right? Go to
go. Right.
Matthew. Go to Matthew chapter 23 and verse 34. So
It's the
this is
book of
another
Matthew.
account. This is another account why we had to eat why we still have to eat with our loins girded and our shoes on our feet and our staff in our hand, because we never know when we're gonna have to flee. It might be the night of the Passover when we're gonna have to get up out of here.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23, and verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city.
Read on.
Verse 35. That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar.
So the reason why we had to eat, the reason why we still have to eat the Passover in haste is because we have to be ready for when it's time to flee. And in these accounts, when it was the Passover, we was being persecuted. This in this account in Matthew, we was going to be persecuted, and then in this account in Exodus, we was about to get chased out of Egypt, right? We could read on 12 and 12 if you want, if you don't have anything.
No, I don't got a precept right now. Back to Exodus 12, verse 32. Exodus 12 and 32. And also take your flocks and your herds.
Let's go to 12. 12 and 12.
Okay,
But yeah, we're gonna get there.
Exodus
Lord
chapter
willing.
12. Oh, Slacky, I forgot you did jump down. Slacky.
Yeah,
jump down just to get grab that Salaki. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
Con,
Right? So let's talk about the rulers and these senators and all of them high people, judges of Egypt. They're gonna get smitten too.
con,
Their
and there's
firstborn sons.
also a precept on that, right? In Exodus, but we're gonna get it later on.
Come. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token, which is a sign, a marker, right? Upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 27. So Egypt has got to be smitten again, and we got to make sure that these plagues don't come upon us. So we have to purify ourselves and examine ourselves daily, fast and pray, because we want to be made white when these plagues come. And the plagues are already here. You know, got the pox, we got the vid. You know, these things are already here, man. These plagues has not been slacked since
Right.
2020, since 2019.
Mm.
It's coming down, man. Yahweh is coming down with great wrath. They're trying to call these things different names, but the
They're
the
trying to call it climate change,
yeah, they're trying to come up
global
with
warming,
different
and all that. Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to come up with different names, man. But those pox is the botch that was smitten on the children of Egypt when he threw the ashes in the air.
That's
Right?
right.
Read that in Matthew.
Cons. The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 27. And it reads, And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for
Mm-hmm.
this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
Con. Read on.
But as but I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you. Slack, let me read that again. Slack, y'all. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So that blood that we, use in the cup is red wine. We don't drink actual blood and say this is the blood of a Mashiach. We
Mhm.
drink wine, right? So in verse 13, it says, and the blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where you are, right? So that same token, that same sign is right here in Matthew verse verse 20, let me see, verse 26 to 29, right? That is where this token, this sign is also, man. We have to drink of the blood of Christ as a sign,
Con,
which the same way of the house. So our temple, our house is our body. So we're putting that blood on our borders and on our pillars when we drink that wine.
mm, con. That's right.
Verse 14, you got a precept?
Now, la,
All
Exodus
right,
12, 14. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations.
Con,
Ye
so it's
shall
gonna be Salakia, read on.
ye shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever.
Con, so that memorial, we have that same memorial when we do the breaking of bread and the drinking of the wine. That communion, we that's part of that memorial, right?
God. Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
So we have to make sure that we seek in our cabinets and in our refrigerator and certain places for rising how you say that?
Agents,
Yeah, there we go. Rising agents, just baking soda, yeast extract. But potatoes, see, I went so zealous, bro. I wouldn't even eat potatoes. I wouldn't eat corn. You feel what I'm saying? Because it has yeast in it,
mm,
right? I was so zealous, man. I was about to kick everything out the crib. Then the
uh,
elder, then the elder told me, nah, it's just like, agents, different rising agents, and stuff like that. Like you could even use flour, but
right.
you can't have rising agents. I even kicked, man, for 2 years, I kicked flour out of my house. I'm
Be
telling you, bro.
circumspect, man. Yeah, come on.
And so make sure y'all doing that before the Passover, 2 weeks before the Passover, so that way you ain't rushing when that time come.
Right, and you have that one little can. Oh man, how I missed that one can, man. Look, oh man,
It
yeah,
happens. It happens. It happens to me, man. And we also have to realize that our house is our body, so we need to be purging that leaven out of our bodies too, coming into the Passover, because we don't want to eat the Passover unworthily.
right.
Read on.
This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you.
So it's mandatory that you come together on both of them days. Don't just show up to the first Passover and then, to the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and then don't show up to the last one. Because
Right,
Israel got that bad. You know, they'll show up to the Passover and the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but they will not show up to that last one.
right, man. Come on.
Read on.
No manner of it's like, no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done of you.
So you could hook it up, man. You know what I mean? You could hook it up, man. That whole day, you could be still cooking and feasting, fire going, barbecuing. You know what I mean? It's a turn up.
Yeah, come on. All praise to the Most High. 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
So that same ordinance happened with the Feast of Dedication. So you have people that say it's not a law that we need to keep the Feast of Dedication. Whenever it says ordinance, that's a holy convocation. That's a feast. It's a law to keep that, right? Yahweh Shah come in the volume of the book. So when our elders prescribe that we keep the feast of dedication, we keep it. If they say that we keep the feast of Purim and Nicanor, we keep it because it's an ordinance that this is a high holy day. I can't stand that Salaki, bro. I can't stand that brothers say that you can't it's not a law to keep the feast of dedication. It's just a memorial. Hey
That
man,
that that's
that's
kind.
this is a memorial too, and this is a ordinance too. But we have to keep it, or you could be put to death, man. Right?
Right, right.
In that self same manner is the feast of dedication, man.
Kind, and what else, man? They claim they want to follow Yahweh Shai, man, Mashiach, but Yahweh Shai kept the feast of dedication, man. Aren't you supposed to do what he did?
That's right. You're supposed to, which means he stamped and signed that as a holy convocation when in his coming, man, when he came.
Right. He understood it as that. So why don't you, Israel?
Right.
You know? Come. Verse 18, Exodus 12 and 18. In the first month, On the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
So for the whole 7 days, you need to be eating some type of unleavened bread. It was so bad for me. I made some unleavened bread. It was horrible. It was the worst. But I cut it in 7 pieces, and I made sure I had 11 bread every one of those days with that horrible, nasty piece of damn unleavened bread.
Con. And you know what? Hey, the first day it's all soft, man. By the time you're in the 5th day, man, that thing's hard. It's like crackers,
Hard as a rock.
Hey, man, you gotta eat some tortillas or something for a week, man. Y'all could do it. Some
Solid as
crackers.
a rock.
Right. It's just a week, man.
For real.
Con. Slack it. Where am I at? Where am I at?
Con, we had
18. So
yeah.
18. 19 now.
Con.
7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Con, so no leaven found in your house, man. You know, and when you find it, hey, get it out there, get it out the house hastily. You know what I mean? Also with your temple, with your spiritual house. You know, when you have them thoughts, cast that thing out of there quickly.
That's right. Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Con, read on.
Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye shall
Con,
take...
John chapter 10 and verse 22.
It's the book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. It reads, and Yahushua walked in the temple of Solomon's porch. Then came the Jews around about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly.
Read on.
Yahushua answered them, I told you, and ye believed not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me.
Con, so the works that he was doing in his Father's name, right? The miracles, and the same way the Passover lamb had to be prepared and had to get separated, and all these things, you know, all these things he had to do. So they should have knew, like, you know, the lady rubbed his body down with the ointment and spices. You know, okay, that had to be done because he's that Passover lamb. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
God. That's right,
So,
right.
so all these things was preparing him. His whole way down the line was preparing him to be that Passover lamb. And he said, y'all should have knew. Y'all in the law all day. You studied the law 2-3 times a week, right? You should know that I am here through the spirit and power of Yahweh. All right, let's go back.
But what? But ye believe not, because you are not my sheep, as I said unto you.
That's the evil ones. That's the evil ones, man. Read on. There's some power in that. Read
Yeah,
on.
there is some power in that. Verse 27, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
All praise to the Most High. He's that Passover lamb, and we follow him as lambs led to eternal life, not to the slaughter. You know what I mean?
So, Exodus 12:21, last portion. Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
Get the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7. Through the spirit, man, the Most High has put it on my heart, bro, to write down all these precepts and get these precepts together, because it gives us a better understanding on the New Testament and why things had to happen that way.
Something start at verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of John, it's like 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
Read on.
Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us.
Our what?
Christ our Passover
Lamb
is sacrificed for us.
So we have to do what he did, man, because he was sacrificed for us, man. So we have to walk in his steps, not have leaven in our bodies, not have leaven in our house, eat unleavened bread 7 days. This has to happen, right? Because he is our Passover. So we have to do these things that we're reading about in Exodus. You want to read more on that?
Yeah, just verse 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
So not only do we eat physical bread, right? That's unleavened, but we eat spiritual bread that's unleavened too, which is what it said at the end of that, my bad, which is sincerity and truth. Right? Go back to Exodus.
Y'all are inflated with wickedness and malice, man. You gotta purge that out, man.
It's Mando.
Right. Exodus 12 and 23. For
hold
Yahweh.
Hold on. Before you get that, let's get Matthew 26 and 26. Salakia. Got my bind making all this noise in the background, throwing me off a little bit. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 26. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body.
It is my what?
My body.
Read on.
And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
So we had to kill that Passover lamb too for the remission of sins, man. It's a great day, man. Right? You want more on that?
That's it on that.
All praise. So yeah, man, we have to have that blood within us, man. Read 22 again for me.
Exodus 12 and 22. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. Right? Just real quick, I just want to pull up a door image, right? So they can understand what the lintel and the side posts are. Right, so right here, you see this? This would be the lintel right here. This top beam part, right? And these are the two side posts right here. We had to basically make a barrier with the blood, to give us that mark,
covering,
right? So
that covering, yep.
Right. So this is the lintel. This is the two side posts. And strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Why, bro? Because you got to put that sign, because the destroyer is that same destroyer that went through and slayed 70,000 people and then turned to the next city and was ready to slay some more, man. This is his whole duty. His whole job is to kill people, right? He loves it with all his heart, with all his mind, with all his soul. You feel what I'm saying? So the Most High
Because he
had to,
loved the Lord.
huh?
Because he loves the Lord.
So he had to do it, So you had to put this sign on your door so he not, okay, got him, got him,
Man,
got him. When you see the chariots and how fast they move, that's how fast the
swift,
angel, huh?
swift.
That's how fast the angel moves. Like they have an account in Ezekiel where it says they don't even turn his body, right? It just goes pop, 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 pop. It just goes 4 ways without even turning his head. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
the destroying angel, bro, is a beast. So you had to put on the door that red sign, so it's like stop, don't go in. Read on.
Right, right. God. Verse 24. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and thy sons forever. Verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which Yahweh will give to you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahweh's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped.
So we have to read these accounts before we taste of the Passover, right? Because we need to teach our kids that this is what happened for us in the land of Egypt. Read on.
Verse 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came, and it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle.
So as he said, so shall it be. Man, it happened just like he said, man. At 12 o'clock, I'm coming through, right? And at 12 o'clock, he sent that death angel through, right? The destroyer. Read on.
And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
They had firstborns
Man,
everywhere, firstborn sons everywhere.
just imagine, the population, man. You can't even imagine that.
Bro.
It's a great number, man.
Like you
I ain't
kill
talking about
you
1,000 Egyptians. I ain't talking about 10,000 Egyptians, man. There's more than that in there, man.
it was hundreds of thousands.
Man,
He took 600,000 to pursue uh after Israel.
oh yeah. They in the millions then. They got a good little million population plus. Man,
Con, it was a lot. It was a lot of souls, man. It was a lot of people. Let's read 31.
31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go. Serve the Lord as ye have said.
Con.
Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men.
Con.
And the people took their dough before it was leavened. Their
And that's
netting
why
troughs, go ahead.
and that's why we eat unleavened bread, man. Because they had to get up out of there and they didn't have time to leaven the bread.
That's
So
right.
now we have to eat that as a memorial for that because they couldn't even get the bread to rise before they dip.
Mm-hmm. Right. Nah, okay. Nah. Oh, they want us to leave. Nah, my thing's not baked yet. I gotta wait. Nah, man, it wasn't doing it. It was packing up. Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go. You know,
Mm-hmm.
their netting troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Right. So a netting trough would be like a cutting board, but a bowl form. Right. Like you rolling tortillas on a cutting board nowadays. But I'm gonna show you what a netting trough is, man. So y'all can understand what they was binding up, what they was grabbing. Right. Let's get netting trout right here. Bam, images. Let's go. Let's go. Right here's the netting trout. Right. Right here. What's a good one? This is a good one right here. Right. This is how they would get the this is how they would bake their bread. They would roll it up, put it into form into this netting trout, roll it in there, smash it, do all the good works, to shape it how they want to, and things like that. That's the
Con.
first form before they even bake it. So they had to take it from this and just pack up like that.
No, they grabbed that whole thing. Two
Yeah,
people.
they just grab it. Right, they grab that whole thing and just pack it up. Roll it up. Oh, just grab it. Just leave. Nah, I gotta get it out of this netting trough. I gotta put it in the bakery. I gotta put it in the oven. Nah, none of that, man. Just grab it. Go.
Con. Let's read.
God.
That time
Being
getting
bound
pressed.
up in their clothes, God. Upon their shoulders, 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Hey, Salakia. You think they asked, hey, can I borrow these from you? And can I borrow that? No, man. Those people was like, here, take some silver. Here, take some gold. Here, take this. Here, take that. I'm
Just leave.
trying to get them the hell up out of there.
God, God. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. And they spoiled the Egyptians. Hey, we took everything they had, man.
Con.
Just leave. Yeah, here, take it, go. Hurry up and
Everything.
buy.
Go.
Right. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Con, Salakia. So it wasn't the Egyptians that was 600,000. It was the Israelites. So Pharaoh and the Egyptians had to have more than that. Because think about it. If 600,000 of us left and he had other servants from other nations in that land too. So if we left 600,000, how many more you think was in the land of Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
And the mixed multitude went up also with them, and
Okay.
flocks and
So
herds, even every much cattle.
this is the mixed multitude, that the same mixed multitude in Revelation, right? The Israelites. Read
Uh,
on.
and they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years.
Mm.
Long time, man. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self same day it came to pass, that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Egypt.
Con. So the lambs, the goats, the rams, bison, the children of Israel, everybody, right? Host is an army. So the army of Yahweh came out of that land of Egypt, out of that land of bondage.
Con. Verse 42. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord of bringing them out of from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahweh to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. That's a big thing, man. That's why this is the biggest holy day, one of the most important ones, man. Because a beautiful, mighty job has been done by the power of Yahweh, man. We definitely have to keep that as a memorial, man. It's nothing. It's nothing to pat. It's nothing to shun away. Oh yeah, he did that. Oh, that's nothing, man. That's little. Nah, man. That was a big work, man.
That's a big
Understand
thing.
that. And y'all would not be here today if Yahweh did not do that.
Bring it out.
Verse 43. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
So
But
ain't no outsiders of the nation of Israel could eat thereof of this Passover. And this is also what we need to understand when we bring it in, right? Read on.
But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof.
So this is talking about an Israelite that you bought with money, right? You could buy Israelites with money, and they're more like indentured servant. They don't work that hard, but they Israelites though, right? Because if they wasn't Israelite, this would be a clear contradiction when we read on. Read.
A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof.
So an outsider can't eat this thing, man. A Moabite can't eat the Passover, man. Right? A Japhite cannot eat the Passover. Read on.
In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry.
Hold on. And this is why we have to come together and have an Airbnb or a hotel, or even if you get a damn hall that you could pay for 2 days so you can actually sleep there, pop out some damn sleeping bags, because you have to eat it in one house and stay there, right? Read on.
Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. Hey man, ain't no taking leftovers home, man.
So the Passover lamb, you can't do that with. But other lamb and other foods, you could take out the house and eat it on the porch, or eat it here, or eat it there. But to be honest, we're not supposed to leave our house, leave out the door, on the Passover. We're supposed to stay in the house and eat and be merry and bring in this holy day, right?
Just like he said, when you strike the lintels and the two side posts, man, hey, remain in that house, man. Stay in there until the morning. Verse 47. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. All of it, all of the congregation. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. So you drop that up? Let's check. Oh no, you just went on mute. It's not it.
Nah, my son making a lot of noise. Hey, explain on that right quick.
So basically, when you got a stranger sojourning with you, right? He is ordered to keep the Passover of Yahweh, right? But his males have to be circumcised. He has to be as one that is born. He has to become who we are. You can't be uncircumcised when you're dealing with these ordinances, because you be going off.
Right? Hey, Salakia. So, what it's saying is that stranger is an Israelite and he has to be circumcised. A regular stranger cannot, no matter if he's circumcised or not, he cannot eat of the Passover. He can't even come into the house, right? But the stranger that this is talking about is the strangers of Israel that you bought with money, right? You circumcise them and they could eat thereof. So even us as Israelites, if we're not circumcised in the flesh, we can't eat of that Passover lamb. We could eat the rest of the feast, but we can't eat that Passover lamb that we celebrate with.
Con. And why? Because one law shall be unto him that is homeborn and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Right? Y'all got to keep the same ordinances, man. Y'all the same people. Verse 50. Thus did all the children of Israel as the Lord commanded Moses, and Aaron, so did they. Hey, they took heed to that, man. Like, okay, we're going to do that. We're doing it. Verse 51. And it came to pass the self same day that Yahweh did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. Bam. Let's go. Verse 13. Chapter Exodus 13 now. Right? Let's give out a brief minute. Shalom, young Jody. Shalom. Young Jody, all praise to the Most High. Oh, we got more viewers up in here. All praise to the Most High.
All praises, man. Shalawam to the viewers, man. Shalawam to the chat. Salakia that we're not really getting in there and communicating with you guys. But stay tuned in, man. It's a lot that's going on right now.
Khan, yeah, we now on 13 now.
Khan.
All right, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 13 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify me all the firstborn, whosoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and beast, it is mine.
Khan. So you have to make a sacrifice for, things that come out of the matrix. Read.
Verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand Yahweh brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out of the month Abib. Verse 5. And it shall be when Yahweh shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
Go to Exodus chapter 23 and verse 23. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai did this for us.
Right? It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 23. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off.
Khan, read on.
Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and quite break down their images.
Khan. So that also goes with, in the second chapter, when he said, my bad.
Exodus 20?
12. Exodus 12.
No, I thought you were referring to something else.
Nah. in Exodus 12, he says something about the gods of the Egyptians.
Oh yeah, right, come on. Read on.
Yeah, read on.
Come on.
Not in
Verse
that.
25.
Not in that.
Okay, come. Let's go. Right. So
Verse 6.
verse 6. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, and in the seventh day shall be a feast to Yahweh. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee. Neither
So
shall there be.
he had to reiterate it twice. You know what I mean? 3 times even. Right? About this.
He said, don't
About
even have it seen with you.
yeah, about this dang leaven and unleavened. Right? Read.
Mhm. Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. And thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which Yahweh did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that Yahweh's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt. Con, you got to wear that thing, man. You got to put it upon you. Wear it like a garment. Wear it like a headpiece. You know, keep it on you, man. Verse 10. Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year. That's that month of Abib, man. From year to year, forever, man. Every year you got to keep the Passover, man. Not no damn Easter, not no damn egg bunnies and running around with rabbits, colored eggs, and all that folly, man. You're supposed to keep the Pesach, man, the Passover. No?
That's right.
Verse 11. And it shall be when Yahweh shall bring thee. Let me read that again, right? And it shall be when Yahweh shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it thee, that thou shalt set apart unto Yahweh all that openeth the matrix, and
Mm-hmm.
every firstling that cometh of a beast which thou hast, the males shall be the Lord's, right? So the matrix, man, the Most High is requiring everything to be his, the firstborn of the matrix. I'm gonna show y'all what the matrix really means, man. Let's get that matrix in the blue real quick. Let's lock it. Let me get that real quick. Exodus 13 blue. Exodus 13 blue. Right. Right here. This, what it means, the matrix is Hebrew, Rehem. Right, Rehem, which means womb. Womb or woman. That's where you get woman from. A man with a womb man. Right? Woman, that's what the woman is. So that's the matrix, man. That's what the matrix is. Not no damn Neo and all that, you know. It's talking about the womb. Verse 13. So let me reiterate that. Thou shalt set apart unto Yahweh all that cometh out the womb. Right? Openeth the matrix. And every firstling that cometh of a beast which thou hast, the males shall be Yahweh's. And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem.
So every man every firstborn male from whatever wife that you have, or every firstborn male of an ass, a horse, right, a camel, right, certain animals you can't sacrifice to the Most High, so you have to you have to have a salakia, you have to have a sacrifice for them, for those animals. So you shall redeem it with a lamb. So animals that you can't you can't sacrifice, and it's the first male, or the firstling of that animal, you have to sacrifice a clean animal for that,
Con,
right? Same thing with a person. So when you have a first son, with that wife, you can't kill that son and sacrifice it to the Most High. So you have to sacrifice a lamb for that son, for that firstborn from that wife.
con, Verse 14. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in the time to come, saying, What is this? That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand of Yahweh brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that Yahweh slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrifice to Yahweh all that openeth the matrix, or cometh out the womb, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem.
So even if your son have a son, that firstborn son, you got to sacrifice a lamb for. And the thing that it does, it reminds us every time something have a firstling, male, that we have that we were saved out of Egypt. So that's why this is another part of the memorial, that you have to bring this up continuously. Just like that lady that washed Christ's feet with her hair, and anointed her body, is a memorial that we say constantly. It's the same way as getting delivered from the Egyptians. We have to sacrifice for the firstlings of man and beast, because that brings up the topic.
That's right. That's right. That's why he says, "What's the meaning of this? Oh, this. Oh, yeah. That's how we let our people know, man. You let your children know what's going on. Oh,
Con,
it's nothing, son. Don't worry about it. It's just no. This is very important for them to understand throughout our generations forever. Right?
that's right.
Verse 16. And it shall be for a token upon thine hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of hand Yahweh brought us forth out of Egypt. Right?
Your front lid is that lid that go over your eye and your forehead. Feel what I'm saying? It should be like front lids, right? Upon thy eyes or over thy eyes. So it should be something that you have in your mind, in your forehead forever, that you could see forever, man. Because you can see, if you squint a little bit, you can see your eyebrows. You feel what I'm saying? So it
Yeah,
should
yeah,
be
yeah.
there, man. It should be there, man,
Ah,
on that front.
that's right. And
Read
it
on.
came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that that the Most High led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, Lest peradventure the people repent when they see war and they return to Egypt. It's like, hey
Mm,
man, we ain't gonna go directly to the land, man. We gonna go out there and we gonna test y'all through the fire, of endurance. Because some of y'all might be afraid and be like, man, let's go back, man, which we see later on. You know what I'm
but
saying?
the Philistines, Salakia, the Philistine always had a hatred
Uh-huh.
towards the children of Israel. So if we would have went through the land and not through the sea, the Philistines would have got at us too. So that's why we had to go through the sea and through the wilderness, because if not, the Philistines would have got at us and everybody would have been scared and went back to
Yeah.
Egypt.
They would have drove us back over there. Oh, we
Hmm.
can't go there. They would have drove us back. Gone. But Yahweh led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. And the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt. Hey man, harness
Con,
means, man, they was all buckled up. They had their armor on. They had all they gear ready, just in case they ever had to go to war with anybody, man. They was
con,
harnessed, right? Oh, Slacky.
armored up.
I'm gonna sign up for this one day so I can just highlight it. Let's go.
Hey, for real.
I went back. Slakia. Count right here, verse 19. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
Genesis 50 and
Con,
25.
let's go, let's go. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 50 and verse 25. And it reads, And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying,
So he
God
asked the children of Israel, right? He asked the children of Israel this to do unto him this oath, right?
mm-hmm.
Read.
Let's start 24. Slakia,
Yeah.
Baba Kasha. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land, unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt.
So they
God.
cleaned him out. They cleaned him out, made sure that he wouldn't stink. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so now we get this account in Exodus where they take his body with them to the land, right, which was promised. Why? Because all Israel had to make it to the land, right? Ephraim and Manasseh had to make it to the land also, which is Joseph.
That's right. That's right. I'll bring it out. Verse 20. Exodus 13 and verse 20. And they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. And Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. He
Read
took
on.
not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Hey man,
Con,
this when it's talking about this cloud, right? This is what you would call a nimbus cloud, right? Imagine just a big cloud on its own. The whole sky is clear, but you just got this one big cloud, right? It's illuminated. It's a luminous cloud
and a
and,
different color.
and a different color, and you can see the lights inside of that cloud, right? That was for them by day, but at nighttime that cloud became fiery, right? Came brighter because they would have to see brighter in that time. Hey man, this is a supernatural uh uh sight that they were actually seeing. They were really seeing something divine and supernatural in that cloud, man. What you would call what the heathens will call UFOs today, right? They don't have no understanding on it, but we know what it is, man. It will be a nimbus cloud, right? So let me get that real quick, if I can, Baba Shah. Quick with it, right? Exodus 13, verse 22. Check this out, right? And Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, a nine, right? A cloud mass. So watch this. The nimbus, right? The nimbus or thunder cloud, right? Let's see what the nimbus is.
Mm-hmm.
The nimbus, right? Nimbus cloud. Mission. Right
Hey,
here.
what's up, okay, baby? Salakia.
This what? You good out, good out. See, look at this. This is a luminous cloud right here. This cloud is not just dark and gray. This has lights in it, like thunder, right? To show them the way. Look at this thing right here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
That's
different
a
right there.
nimbus, right? This is a nimbus cloud, This is what Goku rides on. You know what I'm saying? Where they got that from? You know what I mean?
Con.
So right here, bam. So they was following something like this, and this thing
That's a
had
chariot.
lights in it, right? And you
Con.
could just like, man, that and this thing was actually leading them. So, man, right here, perfect, right here. Last
Yep.
example, bam.
Yep.
Look at
Yep.
that thing, man.
Yep.
Imagine
Just
seeing that
moving.
thing, you following it, moving, telling you where to go. Oh man, that's powerful. That is so powerful, man. All praise to the
Con.
Most High, man.
Let's go to the prophets, man. Oh, and
Con,
Salaki, man. All we have read is what we do and hear, man. Through
con.
all
All
these
we read is what we do and what we hear. All praises.
con, is all we do and hear, right? So everything that we read in Exodus, that's what we do, man. You know, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai told us to.
Con. I'm there. I'm there.
Kind of all praises.
Con. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 46. Right. We are now in the prophet portion of the Bible, right? So let's go.
Of
Let's
the
go.
Torah portion, con.
Or the Torah portion, con.
Where we start at? 11?
TJ Epic, that's right. That's right, TJ Epic, that's right out.
Shalawam, man. Appreciate you for that.
So this Jeremiah chapter 46 and verse 1. The word of Yahweh which came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Gentiles, against Egypt, against the army of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, which was by the river Euphrates, and Carchemish, which Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, smote in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah. Order ye the buckler and shield, and draw near to battle. Harness the horses, and get up, ye horsemen, and stand forth with your helmets.
Hey,
Furbish
Salakia.
the...
Salakia. We start at 13.
Oh, con Salakia. Salakia, y'all, because I was reading this last night, and I started from 1. God. So yeah, let's start at 13. Jeremiah 46 and verse 13 is where we're starting, right? The word that Yahweh spake to Jeremiah the prophet, how Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, should come and smite the land of Egypt.
So this
Verse
right
4.
here, man, this prophecy is twofold, right? It has two folds to it, man. Because hey, man, you're going to hear a lot of symbolism into what is going on and what's going to happen in the last days of this kingdom, right? Read on.
Verse 14. Declare ye in Egypt, and publish in Migdol, and publish in Noph and Tophanes. Say ye, stand fast and prepare thee, for the sword shall devour round about thee.
Khan, that sword is the nuclear missiles, right? Read on.
Khan, verse 15.
But
Why
right
are
here,
thy...
but right here, it was actual swords and bucklers and armors. You know, they was about to get into a big fight, man. And it was prophesied in Daniel.
Khan. Verse
Read on.
15. Why are thy valiant men swept away? They stood not, because Yahweh did drive them. He made many to fall, yea, one fell upon another. And they said, Arise, and let us go again to our
Oh,
own
yeah.
people, and to the land of our nativity, from the oppressing sword.
Khan. That's what some people saying right now, man. Let's move back. Let's move back to Africa and be comfortable and have land and plow and make and have fruit, right? But hey, we can't run from this oppression, man. They don't like us no matter where we go. Read on.
They did cry there. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He hath passed the time appointed.
Khan, his time is finished. The Most High said it's time for you to get out of rulership. All right, read
I
on.
got a precept that just came to my mind right now. Real quick, I'm
Khan,
going to read it. Matter of fact, it's right here in my face. Isaiah 14 and 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage where thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased.
So there's a time appointed for us as well, where we're going to be saved from this oppression of the daughter of Babylon. Let's not forget that.
Verse 18. As I live, saith the king, whose name is the Lord of hosts, surely
Yahweh
as Tabor, surely as Tabor is among the mountains, and as Carmel by the sea, so shall he come. O daughter dwelling in Egypt, furnish thyself to go into captivity, for Noph shall be waste and desolate without an inhabitant. Egypt is like a very fair heifer.
That's America, man. Everybody want to be in America, man. She's a very fair heifer, man. A nice, beautiful brown, big cow that looks good to eat.
The American dream, man.
Read on.
But guess what? But destruction cometh. It cometh out of the north.
It's coming, right?
Also, her hired men. Slocky, go ahead.
This is that North Country, man. Right? This that North Country. But this is coming from the north, man. Yahweh is sending Yahweh Shah with clouds, and they coming from up above, right? Read on.
Verse 21. Also, her hired men are in the midst of her like fatted bullocks. For they also
got miniguns.
Yeah. For they also are turned back and
they
are fled away together.
They gonna run when they see that coming from the north.
They did not stand because the day of their calamity was come upon them, and the time of their visitation.
Because Yahweh Shah is coming to visit this earth again, right? It's happening. It's gonna happen.
Second time. He's not coming as a man this time. He's coming as a warrior. Destruction.
With a glorious body. The same glorious body that Peter and who else saw it with Peter? I think it was Peter and James.
And James and John. No, not John. Peter, James, and
let's get it right quick.
Con. I'll go there right now. Matthew. Matthew 26, 25.
Is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, for verse 4. Right, it might be above verse 4. It might be 1. I think it's 17 and 1.
Yeah, Con, it was John. Con, I'll read it. This is Matthew 17 and 1. And after 6 days, Yahweh shall taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into an high mountain apart.
Con, that's it. That's it. So that those three brothers, they saw Yahweh Shah in his glorious state, right? That same glory that they saw is what this world is going to see. Let's read on in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 46 verse 22 now. The voice thereof shall go like a serpent, for they shall march with an army and come against her with axes and hewers of wood. They shall cut down her forest, saith the Lord.
Salakia, and it says in Zechariah, I believe, right? It's verse 12, I believe. It said, all nations shall stop fighting one another and, compass us round about, trying to fight with Hamashiach, and the and the Israelites.
All they that came against Jerusalem.
Can't read on.
Verse 23. They shall cut down her forest, saith the Lord, though it cannot be searched, because they are more than the grasshoppers and are innumerable.
Israel's got a lot of souls, man. Read on.
The daughter of Egypt shall be confounded. She shall be delivered into the hand of the people of the north.
Mm.
The Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saith, Behold, I will punish the multitude of No and Pharaoh and Egypt with
Can't.
their gods and their kings, even Pharaoh and all them that trust in him.
So NATO gonna get it. The UN gonna get it. Right.
Congress, all of them, man.
All of
They
them
all
gonna
trust
get
in
it.
him.
The British, all of them gonna get it. Right.
That's
Read
right.
on.
That's right. And I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and
Mm-hmm.
into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterward it shall be inhabited, as in the days of old, saith Yahweh. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
So we're
And
gonna be brought together. All of us gonna be brought together from the land of our captivity, which happened during the dispersion, right? When, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28 and I forget what that
40,
is.
40, 40,
47,
48, 48.
48, yeah.
I believe it's
According to
48.
that prophecy that happened to us.
Con. Let me get that real quick. Yeah. Uh, 49.
49,
Yeah, the Lord shall bring a nation.
read it.
Yeah, this Deuteronomy 28 and 49. For Yahweh shall bring, right? Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A
Con,
nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
con. That ain't exactly it. But that's it though. So we got taken and scattered abroad through the Atlantic slave trade, right? Which puts us in all lands: Brazil, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, um, everywhere, right? Certain parts of Africa, damn Britain, Australia, Amsterdam, we everywhere, man. And it was through the dispersion, right? Portugal.
Uh,
Read on in Jeremiah.
uh, verse 20, rest of 27. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid.
God, that's gonna be going into the kingdom, man. After we beat the nations to pieces.
Right, right, right. And I just want to grab a quick precept real quick for verse 26, right? I'm gonna read it again real fast. And I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterwards it shall be inhabited as in the days of old, saith Yahweh. Right? And then another instance of that would be Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear not now, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. Yet yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. The Most High is not going to utterly destroy us, but we still have to go through a judgment. You
Con.
know.
And that's why we get punished today, because he can't
Mm-hmm.
just let us be good, you know. We can't be okay in this truth. You know, we have to go through things so that way, you know, our salvation is glorified. You know what I mean? If we wasn't going through nothing on earth and we was like the Jewish and we owned everything and then he came save us and put us in the land, it wouldn't make any sense. We
Where we
okay. We
getting
don't
saved
need
from?
you. We don't need you
Right.
to save us. All right, let's go
Mm-hmm.
to 28. Short on time,
28.
man. Got to get
Fear
through this.
thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith Yahweh. For I am with thee, for I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee. But I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished.
Con.
Uh,
All praises to the Most High, man. He gonna get us up out of
all
this
that
thing.
we see and all that we hear, we do.
Yeah, con. But not with this one. Not with this one. But with the law. With the law, man. All we
All that
see
we,
is
all that we, all that we hear, we understand through the power of the Most High.
yeah. God, we can end it like that. Yeah, but it's hey,
Con,
man. So that's our hope, man. That's why we hang in here. You know, that's why we stick it through. We get called crazy, terrorists, black Hebrew Israelites. You know, we take all this punishment with cheer because we know there's an end. There's an end to this road.
not.
Where we at?
Shalawam to everybody. John 19 and 37.
Con.
Or that's likely 31. Let's start. Because my notes is different. It's like
Yeah, 31.
31, right? Yeah, appreciate y'all in the chat. Shalom, peace and blessings to y'all. This last part of the portion is a little shorter, so bear with us. All praise to the Most High.
Let's start at 30.
God. It's the book of John, chapter 19 and verse 30. When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, "It is finished," and he bowed his head and gave up the ghost.
Yeah, I couldn't just run right past that. Right. This is a key point of what's going on right now. Go ahead.
31. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day, for
Why?
the Sabbath
Because
day was an high day.
that he's the Passover lamb. He couldn't remain until the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
Con. Besought Pilate, right? The Jews besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs.
Prophecy coming to pass about the Passover lamb. Right. Read on.
But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and
Just to make
forthwith.
sure, because it was a prophecy up in Psalms that said they had the piercing in his side.
I'll get that right now. And forthwith came there out blood and water. Right? So let's get that account real fast. Psalms 34. Right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 20. He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken. 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Psalms 34 and 20.
It had to happen like that.
Back to John. That's right. Verse 35. Verse 34. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. And he that saw it bare record, and his record is true. and he knoweth that he saith, true, that ye might believe. For these things were done, and the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him that shall not be broken. Psalms
Con.
34:20.
That's
And
right.
again, another scripture saith, they shall look on him whom they pierced. Right? Let's get that.
Go
Zechariah,
get
right?
that. Yep. That's what I was looking for.
Zechariah chapter 12. Let's play right with scripture. Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 9. Right? And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the ways to say it. Yeah,
Nah.
Zechariah 12 and 9. Yeah, it's like it. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that came against Jerusalem, and I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplications, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced,
Con.
and they shall mourn for him, as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn.
Con.
In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Hadadrimmon, and in the valley of Megiddon, or
Con.
Megiddo.
All praises
Con,
to the Most High, man. So that's the precept on him being pierced, and they had to look upon him who they have pierced. And that day when they have to look upon him who they have pierced is coming shortly.
that's right. And who are those people? The Romans. Who are
The
the Romans
Roman.
today? The revised Roman American British Empire, man. NATO and all of them, the EU.
Con.
All right. So Con. All that we read, we understand by the power of the Most High.
Con. We was done at 36 or 38.
38, Salakia. So 38. And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahushua, but secretly for the fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahushua, and Pilate gave him leave. He came therefore and took the body of Yahushua.
Because his body couldn't sit up there overnight. He had to get put away into his sepulcher, so that way he could disappear soon, right? Just like that lamb that remaineth until the morning, we burn. He had to raise up just that same way. So that's the end of the Torah portions, man. The water for y'all sticking with us. You know, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're gonna say Shalawam.
Shalawam, shalawam. Peace and blessing to the children out there. And until next time, Akim, shalawam, shalawam.